we have Glen Murray come to the stage, please? Here's one of the best hockey careers in Nova Scotia history in a nutshell, folks.
Glen Murray, a leader on and off the ice. Glen did something most Canadians could only dream about. He won the gold while donning the red and white in the 2004 World Championships. At 15, Glen played in the major juniors, and 3 years later was drafted 18th overall in the first round by the Boston Bruins.
I just want to say, you were a great line mate, one of my favorites of all time. You know, even though you were, such a great hockey player, I learned so much off the ice. You were an even better person, and thank you for all the memories, and enjoy the night.
His 16 seasons in the NHL, with teams like Boston, Los Angeles, and Pittsburgh, 377 regular season goals, and a gold medal for Team Canada showed that being from a small town like Bridgewater doesn't mean you have small dreams. And tonight, we induct him into the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame.
To present the plaque, a Halifax native and builder in our hall, now in his 19th year as president and CEO of the American Hockey League, considered one of the most influential and nicest guys in hockey, Mr. Dave Andrews. Dave might be influential and nice, but he's possibly also not here. Joel, we got a word on Dave? No word. All right, I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do then. We're gonna improvise, adapt, and overcome here because we had, coincidentally, 2 hit presenters. So we'll get the first guy to present the plaque and the second guy to present the pin. And those 2 are going to come to the stage together. They are both Hall of Fame members. One is an NHL star with Montreal and Dallas, who won a Stanley Cup in '86 with the Montreal Canadiens. Mike McPhee. And the other is my hero, a guy who was the best ever MC this event ever had. Best MC any frigging event ever had. Seriously. And the best voice in the history of this business, Mr. Pat Connolly's here tonight. This one's going to be a 3-shot, okay? This has got 3 written all over it. Oh, welcome. Good to see you. Just a bit about your story. You're living in L.A. now. And your wife and kids can't be here because of hockey, right?
Exactly. It just so happened to be, my son plays on a squirt team in USA Hockey. They call it squirts, which would be Adam here. So they have one tournament a year, which they go out of state, and it's in Chicago this weekend. So it happens to be on the exact same weekend. So we couldn't, send him by himself. He's 9 years old. So
right. The chicks will get him, right? The chicks will get him. So Glen, an amazing 16-year run in the NHL. It was such a great career. I always like to ask guys that played, when you played, was there one guy that you knew was good, but until you played with or against, had no idea how good he was?
I mean, there's a lot of superstars, obviously, in the game, and probably my first year as a young kid, I guess, 19 years old, 20 years old, you know, everyone knew Ray Bork. You know, he's a great player, won Norris trophies, but to watch him practice day in and day out it's pretty amazing. He was one that, just to be able to play that long and know that he could play that long, the way he worked at his game every day, he was the best in the game at his position, and just to see him every single day, the way his work ethic was incredible.
And your Pittsburgh time coincided with Mario Lemieux, right?
Yes. I mean, kind of two different players. To see Mario, he was coming off of the year before he didn't play, so it was incredible to watch him because he never practiced. So it was kind of different. He only played games. So to be able to do what he did and not practice just goes to show you the talent and the skill level that these guys had. I mean, you know, there was that team, we had Yager and Francis, and there was a lot of players that were just, to see the skill level and watch them work day in and day out was pretty special.
You know, enough about them now. Let's talk about this guy from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. Your first inkling that hockey was going to become a lasting, everlasting part of your life?
I don't really have an answer. Honestly, you know, like Vince said, there's a lot of other people that, when I was playing, they were just as good, if not better, than I was. I was just lucky enough to get noticed, and I think, I don't really know. Maybe at the draft, well, the one year I got drafted in '91, maybe I thought, maybe this can be something that I can do, and you know, the work ethic you have to be able to play, you know, at the top level. I was lucky enough to have that.
A lot of guys talk about their kind of welcome to the NHL moment, where you realize whether it's a hit or a goal or whatever that, by golly, I'm here. Do you have one?
Nothing really. Not necessarily one moment. I mean, your first game was always special, but I knew this is kind of not really to do with hockey. I guess when my first year in Boston, we got called up and we played Pittsburgh. They went on to win the cup, and they beat us 4 straight. But we go together as a team and to have dinner. And I don't know if we call it. I was obviously the rookie of the team, and we were there together. And the coach of Pittsburgh was at the restaurant. I was in Pittsburgh, and we call it shoe check. So you take something on your spoon, you crawl under the table, and you have to get it on their, you know, the shoe without them knowing. So they bring the glass, and they look up, and, you know. So anyway, they had me do it to Scotty Bowman. He happened to be at the dinner, and obviously I didn't want to do it. So I didn't realize I was kind of being set up, because as soon as I started crawling, you know, they couldn't see me. They started ringing the glasses, so everyone looks and he sees me underneath the table. Just go on my way.
Hi, Mr. Bowman. How you doing? I'll be your waiter tonight. We serve differently here. What about Glen? I know a lot of guys from this area. You used to come back and you did your golf tournament, I think, for a full decade, right? You made a ton of money for Bridgewater charities. The fact that you always knew where you were going, but you never forgot where you were from, I think that sums you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm lucky enough to, you know, grow up in a small town and be able to, you know, play 16, 17 years in the NHL, and very lucky, humbled tonight to get inducted to the Sport Hall of Fame here with the great class, and congratulations to everyone tonight. And I just think I was just in the right place at the right time, and like I said before, I always would bring our family back every summer, still have a cottage in Bridgewater, and we love coming back, and we still will until our kids say no.
I'm not going to say no. You had the chance to do something that I think every Canadian hockey player dreams of: win a world championship wearing the maple leaf. What are your recollections of that?
That was in 2004, and that was the last lockout day. And we had an incredible team. Our goalies were Brodeur, Luongo, and the third goalie was Giguère. So that goes to show you we had a fairly good team, and we had it was just a great moment. I mean, we were like a machine. We just went through that tournament like it was nothing, and the other teams had a lot of players that were in the NHL too, and we just gelled together and came together at the right time.
Hey, you mentioned it, so I'll ask, is there going to be hockey this year, do you think?
Well, I'm an optimistic guy. I think there will be. I think, don't take my word, but I think, I don't have any inside scoops or anything, but I think there's going to be hockey. I think we, as Canadians, we miss it. Everyone misses it. I miss it, and I think it will definitely come back this year.
And one last one for you. You live in LA now and work with the Kings. What does day-to-day mean for you these days?
Well, I work with the player development. Been doing with the Kings the last year or so, and it really, all the draft picks of the Kings, we go out and visit them if they're in Wisconsin, or they go to North Dakota, or they play in the Quebec League. They maybe play in the OHL or the Western Hockey League. So we go visit all the kids that are draft picks of the team and make sure they're doing the right things and teach them kind of the right ways to become a pro.
Couldn't have a better guy doing that. Glen Murray from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. Welcome to the Hall.